And if you would, take your cell phones out and cut them on vibrate, or either cut them off. That'd be perfect so it won't interfere later on. Before we start the meeting, I was going to mention two things. We have a SPLOST referendum here in Dodge County tomorrow. So if you have not early voted, of course today was too late, but tomorrow is election day. And then there are two different districts in the city of Eastman that are running elections tomorrow, and there may be some other cities in the county that have that. Tonight is a World Day of Prayer, and they're having some prayer at 6 o'clock over on the courthouse steps. They had one event at 5, and then the prayer time, I think, starts at 6. What we'll do is I'm going to ask in just a minute that you stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, and after that I'll let you sit back down, and we have Commissioner Kevin Cheek will lead us in the devotion and then call on someone to pray. So if you would, please stand up and let's pledge the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. If you would open the back door, please.
Yes,
It's an open meeting. Sorry about that.
Well, good evening, everybody. How's everybody tonight?
Good evening.
Good? Great. Our scripture text comes tonight from Psalm 61, verses 1 and 2. And it goes like this. Hear my cry, O God. Listen to my prayer. For from the end of the earth I will call unto you when my heart is faint. And our author tells us tonight, until you place your life fully in God's hands, you will never quiet the anxious thoughts that cry out from within and leave you feeling unhappy and defeated. You can feel and you can search frantically for happiness, success, and fulfillment. You can wonder why you're never satisfied and why you're always restless. And you may wonder why new acquisitions and stuff just doesn't seem to cut it. But what you're yearning for and what you're trying to find has been there all the time. And that is God. God alone can satisfy your desperate longings. Without Him, even the sources of our human happiness, such as family and possessions, can invite stress and agitation. And only when you make God the center of your life will you find true fulfillment. Let us pray. Most gracious Heavenly Father, I thank you so much for this day and for the beauty of it. And as we look to you, fill our lives to overflowing with your peace and your joy. Keep us always in the palm of your hand. And Father, as we conduct your business here tonight, give us wisdom and knowledge and the courage to do what is right and good in your eyes. In Jesus Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Again, I want to thank y'all for coming tonight. At this time, we've got, I know, two elected officials here. Ms. Kay Graham, who's our tax commissioner, and we have Mr. Lonnie Parkinson, who's a magistrate judge. Would y'all like to?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
The reason we're here tonight is to see if y'all would if y'all would reconsider the holiday for Veterans Day. We took Columbus Day and we worked and we had 4 people come in, so I'm sure it cost y'all more to run the courthouse. But we feel like this is a holiday that we all need to celebrate. And with the Veterans ceremony that they hold in front of the courthouse, we just feel like it would be better if we were closed.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody on the board got any comments or questions?
Okay, would that be to replace Columbus Day with Veterans Day or add Veterans Day to the list?
Adding Veterans Day to the
That's
list.
the list.
That was the 2 holidays that y'all cut.
Dan, I would like to say just a
Sure.
word or two that I feel like Veterans Day should be one of our most honored days. And I was thinking about it when we were pledging allegiance to the flag. All the men that have went and done everything that has been done for the United States of America, and I feel like we should give them the honor of Veterans Day.
Okay, thank you. Anybody on the board? Commissioner, got any comments? Okay, I'm sure they'll take it up at some point in the meeting then, thank you. The next thing we have on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of the October 21st regular meeting. Does anybody have any additions, deletions, or corrections to the minutes?
Motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve, do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, it's unanimous. We'll go to old business. The first thing is the Florida Georgia Regional Airport Authority appointment. Mr. Bobby, I think we put an ad in the paper and received no interest at this point.
I hadn't received one though.
Okay. Any of the commissioners want to make a recommendation on this?
Make a motion, we table it, is it right now?
Okay, we have a motion to table. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second. No discussion on the table. Or motion to table. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. On B, the county attorney's not here, so we probably, unless somebody knows an update on the codifying, we probably don't have one on that. We'll pass it on to the next meeting.
He just said they were proceeding with, he had to plan a motion to do it.
Okay,
No, that's it.
so he's working on it
Yeah.
still, okay?
Did he mention a timeline?
All right, do we have any other old business to come before the board? Okay, we'll go down then to the approval of the accounts payable. If you would take a minute and look over this list, and if we have any questions.
Make a motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve. Do I have a second? Have a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. We'll go down to Miss Gloria Knowles, who's here. Would you come up to the microphone, please?
Okay, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Gloria Knowles. I'm married to William Knowles and we live in Milan, Georgia. And I had never met you, Miss Graham. Okay. I'm gonna read this because I'm nervous and I just wanna get straight to the point, okay? Good evening, Commissioners. Thank you for allowing me this time to tell of a problem I have with a tax bill from 2012. This is concerning land lot number 42A-14, known as the Pauline Hargrove property. The bill numbers was written on the check that I sent in to Miss Graham's office. The one in question here is for $42.21. I made the check out on 17th of September 2012 and mailed it. Several weeks later, I received a copy of the tax bill for this particular lot, and on the front was written, already paid, 9/4/12, check number 3087. Enclosed was a refund check for $42.21. I called the commissioner's office immediately and told them a mistake had been made and that I had not paid that bill previously. The lady I spoke with says, well, someone had paid it. And I told her that was impossible because I was the only one paying the bills. I knew this was not right because the check she gave me credit for was dated 9/4. And my check was dated 9/17 and went through the bank on 9/21/12. She said, well, it's been paid. And I told her to let me know if she found out anything different. I held that check for weeks, never heard anything. Toward the end of the year, I sent the check through the bank. Somehow, they found out, I guess, that a mistake had been made, and on June the 22nd, 2013, I signed for a certified letter that said the tax had not been paid and that the land would be sold if it was not paid. William and I were upset to be sent a letter like this when I knew I had paid it. I took a copy of my check to Mr. Rod Stanley's office the next business day, and I stayed in his office while he carried the check copy across the hall to Miss Graham's office. He came back and told me that they had no idea what had happened, but must have given someone else credit for my check, and they would find out what happened and let me know. 4 months later, on October the 25th, 2013, Mr. Stanley called me and told me the bill had not been paid, and the total now was $221.50. He told me I could go before the commissioners, and I asked him what I needed to do. He gave me Mr. Bobby Peacock's office number, and I called him. He asked that I fax a copy of my checks and the tax bill copy indicating that it had been paid. I did this. Last Thursday, he called me and said Mrs. Graham's office had notified me by letter and said that I had not responded. I was never contacted by her office by letter or phone. I would gladly have written another check for the $42.21 if I had known this had not been corrected. I did what I was supposed to do. I paid my taxes, they sent my money back, and the Bible says in Proverbs 22, a good name is to be chosen than great riches and love and favor, rather than silver and gold. I'm saying that it's just not about the money, because I can pay it, but it's about our name being put on something stamped delinquent. And I tell you the truth, and that is, I paid my taxes, they sent my money back, and I was told nothing else until I received the certified letter in June. I need a resolution for this matter, and I respectfully ask that you give me that tonight so it can be solved. And I have copies with me if you need to see them.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Anybody on the board got a question for Ms. Knowles?
I do. Miss Gloria. It sounds like to me it's just some type of clerical error based upon the time frame of how you sent yours in, and they credited with different ones. So it was a clerical error of the office. Kay, can you help us? Since you're here, can you enlighten us on that?
And what happened was when I can tell you who it was Eunice Kennedy, sent her check in. Eunice Kennedy sent her check in, and the two tax bills was one number off. Miss Gloria's was pulled and stamp paid with that check. So there was a mix-up in the bills. When Eunice called later on, we got it straightened out. I did send Ms. Knowles, and she may not receive it, but I sent her a letter explaining what happened and told her at that time in the letter that if she would pay it, send a check in, that there would be no interest or anything on it. I never heard anything from her until Rob sent the certified letters out later that year after the due date. And he was supposed to have told her then if she would come in and pay it then, that there would be no interest or anything on it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, anybody else on the board got a question? Yeah, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Say something else.
Yes, ma'am, I'm
I
sorry.
was not informed that day. Mr. Stanley plainly saw my copy of my check. He knew it had been paid. I told him the circumstances. He didn't tell me to pay it right then. He came and told me that they would let me know. I know it's my word against hers. I'm just saying, I'm telling you the truth. I never received anything else, or I would gladly have paid the $42.21, which is basically all I owe because I cashed the refund check.
Sure.
They cashed my check. They sent me my money back. I cashed that, so basically all I owe is $42.21.
That's right, thank you. Okay. Anybody else on the board got a question? Anybody on the board want to make a motion?
Now, I'm gonna make a motion we allow her to pay the $42.21. It looks like she owes, and let's move on.
Second. Have a motion and several seconds on the floor. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, it's taken care of.
Thank you.
We'll move next down to the Sheriff's Department firing range. Just want to let y'all know what that is. It's probably been about 4, 5, or 6 weeks ago, a couple of deputies caught me. They were having to go down to, I think, Telfair County to use their firing range, and they were wondering if they could use a sports arena. And we talked about it a while, and they used to have one out here next to the airport, and it was kind of open to the public at any time, and it was not taken care of. The public, it just got shot up and messed up. So they were asking that if we would consider putting the use of it under the Sheriff's Department, then they could keep an eye on who comes in and out and have permission for them to come in and out, as well as the sheriff's department would be using it. The only thing we need is, they would like a berm put in so that, the bullets would stop in the dirt that would be piled up for the berm. But, there's a Coon Hunters Club building down there that they use, and so I called the sheriff this afternoon. He said they'd be more than happy to work with the Coon Hunters to let them use their building whenever they normally use it. It was just so that they could have control of the use of the property. So it's up to the Board of Commissioners if they want to, either do something to let the sheriff's department use it for a firing range, and how they want to use it. How, if you want to, how y'all want to, let them have control of the firing range or whatever. I get the impression, at least from the two deputies, that if it's just open all the time for the general public, they probably won't be interested in being involved with it, because it does take a lot of work to build something down there. But it's up to the board. So I don't know if y'all want to discuss it tonight, or just what y'all want to do. If y'all want to table it and think about it, or whatever. I just brought it to your attention.
Well, Mr. Chairman, how close is it to our residences? Would it be a nuisance, the firing range?
I don't know, but it backs up to Sugar Creek, and there's not but one house that I'm familiar. It's down there where you turn at Love All Baptist Church. So, of course, they wouldn't, as far as I know, they used the firing range during the week, Monday through Friday, but there's just one house within any distance to it that I'm aware of.
I would like to move that we ask the sheriff's department to give us detailed plans and what they plan to spend on this firing range before we go forward.
And that be in writing?
Yes.
Okay, I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, it's unanimous. All right. Do we have any more new business from the board? Okay, does anybody want to discuss or bring up the Veterans Day proposal that was brought up by the elected officials, Ms. Kay Graham and Mr. Lonnie Parkins?
I have one question. Mr. Bobby, how would that affect our budget that we've had? We've been trying to make it a point to stay on budget this whole year. What would the effect be on our budget to change that holiday?
Well, if you made it holiday, you would have to, the only thing I know of, you'd have to pay time and a half to the sheriff's department. E911, EMS, and I believe that'd be it. So you'd have to pay half, it'd be 50% higher for them working on a holiday, normally, than normal work would be,
Okay.
I don't know what, in dollars and cents, I don't know how much it would take.
Okay, does anybody else have another question? Want to make a motion or a comment?
Mr. Chairman, we're soon to start budget planning, aren't we? And maybe we can, consider about all the holidays as we begin to plan our budget for 2014, because it wouldn't, it'd be for next year, correct, Kay? I meant for year all in all, or for this time?
What we was hoping for would be this time.
Oh, this time, I see.
And
Oh,
Okay. All right, well, if there's no comments, then do we have any commissioner reports?
I do, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
I don't know if many of you were aware, but we had a really great flu shot turnout on October 30th for the county employees. We had received a grant from ACCG for their wellness and health program, isn't that right, Gail? And Gail coordinated it, she organized it, she got all the lists together, and we have, 45 participants. Blue Cross Blue Shield worked with us, and they had no co-pays for those who were insured. And for the employees that were not insured, the county, through the grant, paid their fee of $23 each. So it was really a good thing, and I think ongoing, this needs to be something we do every year. And I think, didn't you say, yeah, the ACCG's gonna do this as a continuing thing? Yeah, so I was just really excited. We had such a good turnout, and I hope next year it'll be even bigger.
Turn it over to the county manager, Mr. Bobby Pickup.
Only thing I've got to report is the metal to put the new roof on the jail was put on the ground today. And also they got about a half dozen metal workers down there in the process of taking the old roof off and putting a new roof on. And they say they'll have it completed within 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
I got a question.
Yes.
Are we housing any outside prisoners in jail yet, Mr. Bobby?
No.
Okay. Do we have any other questions of the county manager? Okay, at this time, we'll go around the room for public comments, and we'll start on this side of the room and work toward the back, and then come back around. So, just hold your comments to like 3 to 5 minutes, and if you got a group, maybe one person speak to the group. We'll go with the first row right here. Second row. Let's go. Third row. Okay, the back row.
Yes.
If you come up to the microphone, please.
Sure will.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone.
Hey.
What I came to speak about is that in our community, we try to have like little club functions, like for the young people to go to, play music, have fun or whatever. And it hasn't been a problem, but this Friday at the place that I was working at this week, the police came and they stopped the event like at 12 o'clock, and I think they said we had to be cleared out at 1. Now, we don't have a problem with the police coming out there at all. In fact, before Friday night, when they come out there, they speak with the owner of the business and all, and they settle it. But they came and they said that there's a county ordinance that we have to close at 12 and 1 o'clock. And what we're trying to find out, is there any way that we could extend that on to 2 o'clock, maybe, so that that'll give us enough time to clear people out of the place. And not only that, the people who invested time to put the thing together so that people can make their money back. There's hard times, and you know, that's a little something to do on the side for anybody, whether it's the DJ, whether it's the club owner, to bring in a little extra money. And that's what, I don't own the place or whatever, but that's, in fact, you should know, every time we have this type of thing that come down here, I'm usually here, because that's what I do. The people who open places like that, they usually hire me to promote or what have you. And that's what we wanted to discuss. The owner is here also, and maybe she could tell you a little more, or y'all could tell us something more. But that's what we're asking. Is there any way that we can extend that to 2 o'clock? For one, because it's not that we're trying to do something against the law or don't want to work with the county or what have you. We're willing to do that. And in fact, it's been proven because they came out there several times before. The thing is, we need that extra time. If you know what I'm saying, because usually people come out at around maybe 10 or 11, they want to be out, you know, have a good time comfortably, and they want to be able to come to an event and leave an event without feeling like they're being harassed by the police or anything like that. And what we're trying to do is see how can we work that out to make that happen so that it'll be okay for all of us. It's only a matter of an hour.
Right.
It's only a matter of an hour.
Before I ask if there are any questions, could you just say your name and?
Oh, my name is Leroy Sparrow.
Right, and I need a
Yes,
phone
sir.
number.
Yes, sir.
If you don't mind putting a phone, so we can contact you. If we do
No,
that.
sir. My name is Leroy Sparrow. My phone number is 478-353-6003.
Okay. All right, anybody on the board got a question?
Mr.
Yes,
Chairman.
ma'am.
Where is this club located?
Well, at the time, it's right out in Summer Hill. I don't know the name of that road, but that's what we call that area. Fred Bohannon Road. Yes, ma'am.
And do you have events on a regular basis out there?
Well, it hasn't been regular. Actually, nothing has been open like that in Eastman for some time now. I think the last time was out here with the Simmonses. You know, I don't know how that worked out or what's the situation with that, but then we're trying it now. And we've been out there maybe 2 or 3 weeks. We've been going out there.
Okay, how close are you to residences, people's homes? How
Well,
close are y'all? I'm
Well,
thinking about noise, that's what I'm thinking about.
yes, ma'am, and that's what it is. It's like we the owner whenever we get events,
Could you tell me the owner's name, please?
yes, ma'am. Whitney Baker. well, her dad's, and, I mean, she runs the place. But,
What was
there's
her name? I didn't get her name.
Whitney Baker.
Whitney Baker, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
And what we do is we go around beforehand and we talk to the residents in the area. And we had already made it clear that she doesn't intend to open up on Saturdays, you know, and if she does open up on Saturdays, she doesn't intend to have it open in late hours because that makes morning people have to get up and go to church or what have you. But on Friday night, people get paid, they wanna relax, they wanna party, and that's what we try to bring. But we just need that extra.
How do you handle alcohol?
Well, actually, we don't have alcohol out there. You see what I'm saying? Now, we can't be responsible for an adult who has their own alcohol or what have you. But we already knew from past experiences with other people that tried that's not going to work, and you know what I mean. And if it does, we have to go through the proper channels to make sure that that we can have it available.
So you charge like a door fee to
Yes,
come
sir.
in for the DJ to help pay all the little expenses and
Yes, sir.
stuff like that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, do we have any other questions with the, from anybody on the board, Mr. Sparrow?
How close did you say you were to houses? Are you in a neighborhood?
Well, actually, it's in the county, and there's houses around, but like, there are people that we've all known for years, and she lives out there, and like I said, before we do an event, she go around and ask if it'll be okay, or what have you. So, and it's been going pretty good so far. Like I said, the police has been out there before, but in most cases, we have the situation under control, and the things that we don't have under control, we try to comply.
Okay. Anybody else got a question? Because you're saying Friday night is when you want it extended from
Yes, sir.
1 to 2.
On
Okay.
Friday nights.
Do you have functions other nights of the week also?
Well, no, ma'am. Like I said, she doesn't plan to open like on Saturdays or Sundays, but she said if she does, it won't be into the late hours of the night. It'll end early in the evening time.
And it's the sheriff's deputies that have visited, not the actual Eastland police, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Because they wouldn't have any jurisdiction there.
Right.
They both
They both have been? Okay.
They both have been?
Yes, ma'am. And the sheriff's department, they've been just as fair. They come out, they say, hey, turn the music down, we get that right. If there's any cars like to the side of the road, turn down the music or what have you. When they come out, it's just, and this last Friday, they like kind of put the hammer down and was like, shut it down. And so our only course of action was to come and see if we could talk to somebody to kind of.
What would probably help the board, and I'm just trying to figure out do you have a physical address? Because it would be interesting for us to find out a little more information if we could.
Yes, sir. Well,
We'll bring all the information.
right,
Okay.
the address of the place.
Would you just bring it?
It's been there so many years.
Okay.
Everybody just know to go to Summer Hill out to Jesse. So
Okay.
as far as we're concerned, that's the address, Jesse.
Okay. Well, we just need to check if you don't mind. If you would either, maybe after the meeting, Mr. Bobby, we could give you the phone number of the commissioner's office and you could call up here and give him the address, because that would be something we probably need to check on first.
Yes, sir. And the urgency is like and the week coming up. Well, we've already invested in bringing like an actor down and everything, and we paid the deposit and paid a deposit for the DJ and all. And now we're not sure if we're gonna be able to do it, and then that's gonna be a loss. And none of us have a whole bunch of money to lose, and it's like it's gonna be a complete loss. And if what we're asking, if we don't come to a resolution as far as long term right now, at least is there a way that we could get a permit for specific events? Like if we're gonna do something, we come down here, get the permit, get the extension, and carry on, if that's possible. Just some way, because it's that 1 hour. It's that 1 hour, and what we're saying, if they're willing to come out at 12 to 1, what's the other hour? It's not like the shift changes or anything. The officers are still gonna be on duty. But we do need that hour. For one, safety is also another thing. When everybody get done, we want everybody to have enough time so we can get out there, have the cars go out properly. We don't want people rushing out, and more than anything, we want people to have a good time. We don't want people to come and say, well, we came and paid our $5, and now it's an hour later, and we have to leave, because that could cause a problem. Now that kind of puts us in, because, so.
Well, if you could get that back and unless somebody on the board's got a question or, I mean, it just, I can't figure out in my mind, at least my mind, you know, I can understand if it was in the county and the sheriff's department came out there, but I don't understand why the city police would have come. Now, if it's in the city, the sheriff's department, I mean, they have jurisdiction in the city also, so it would
Yes,
be,
sir.
I'm just,
I
unless somebody
couldn't
else has
tell
got another question, that's, you know, what I'm trying to figure out right offhand, but.
Is
does
it on the
anybody have any
paved part of Fred Bohannon or the dirt road part?
It's on the paved part, and it goes into the dirt part.
It's down,
It's
it's down
down.
the dirt road, it used to be dirt road.
It used to be dirt, and they just paved it, I believe maybe a couple of years ago.
It's on bed,
Go
so.
out there, so-
Exactly where, but somewhere in
We
there.
gonna put in money and trying to get the land clear out there and painting and doing it. And like I said, from the past experiences, you know, the reason why, she went ahead and went into, getting the place refurbished and everything, because we haven't had a problem at all. It's not like we coming up here saying, oh, those doggone police, they coming out, because they haven't. If they haven't, they can't, they've been coming out. If there's something that needs to be corrected, they say it, we comply, and that's all they've been. But this weekend, it was just totally different. They came out in force and was like closed down, so.
Okay. Thank you, unless somebody on the board's got to come in or, thank you for coming.
Well, when can we find out if,
Well, I mean, it would be up to the board to decide something, but I mean, you know, unless somebody feels like they got enough information.
Can I ask a question?
Yes,
Is
sir.
there ordinance to close at 12 o'clock?
Well, that's, our attorney's not here tonight. He had to be in Atlanta. And unless somebody on the board can think of one. I'm not totally sure myself. I know we have we have what they call a brown bag ordinance.
yes, sir.
And we probably have a noise ordinance, but I'm not sure that it has a time on it that I'm familiar with. But
Yes.
that's all I know.
Well, just to be fair, if you guys say you have, what they stated to us is that there's a county ordinance that says we don't have to close at 12, but we have to stop whatever we're doing and be closed by 1. So what they're saying is that, they'll give us to 12 o'clock, we close down, and they'll give us to 1 o'clock for the people to leave. And what we're saying is that we just need more time than that. We need more time than that to give people a fair, good time for their money. And we need more time than that so that we can get people out safely and properly.
I just, I mean, anybody on the board got any comments or suggestions? I don't know an answer right offhand without, you know, the county attorney here.
Yeah, we need to check with John. If it'd be okay, I think we need to check with our attorney to make sure if there is even an ordinance, and then let you or somebody know that they found out.
Yes, so,
That way you can have some type of resolution.
and
We
that's,
really need an address, a physical address, like, you know, there should be an address to that facility. Because, I mean, I know the city's got ordinances that have time slots,
yes, sir.
you know, and I think there's on Friday, like during the week up through Saturday night's one thing, and then Saturday night might be a different time. I'm not sure, it's been a while, but, you know, other than that, I can't say, I got a question back here. Yes, sir.
What is the brown bag ordinance?
It's where, you know, you can't, I know, when we had,
You could.
Jim Spradley was in as commissioner, they passed it, but I can't remember exactly what it is. I'll be honest with you, I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's something about taking alcohol into a facility in a brown bag, I guess.
Right.
I mean, you know, it's where, I think one time, I remember we had a situation where they were charging somebody like $20 to park, but I think that was really so they could cover the alcohol inside, but that was not legal.
Well,
But,
we're not trying to take, like
Yeah.
I said, we've seen the experiences from people who tried to do this thing before, and so we're gonna miss the learning curve. We know what the outcome of that's gonna be, so we wanna cut that all together. We wanna come straight and find out what we need to do to make sure it can be done properly, so that we can come to a resolution. Because that's my job, man.
Sure.
You know,
Okay.
that's.
Which is, after the meeting, if you know, we'll give you the address of the county, the phone number of the county, and you call back to Mr. Bobby. We're gonna need a day or two at least to check it out and see what the law says.
All right, thank you, sir. I'll
Thank you.
extend my 5 minutes, I believe. Thanks.
Okay, you got that address?
It's 6105 Fred Bohannon Road.
That's 6105 Fred Bohannon Road. Okay, thanks, man. Okay, we'll go over to this side. Anybody on the back row? Any more questions? Next row up. Yes, sir.
You were saying about the neighbors.
Please come forward. Yeah, come up to the microphone so everybody can hear you.
Hello, how y'all doing? My name Brandon Williams. I heard you saying about the area around the neighbors and stuff. What if you own private property with everybody's family?
Well, that, if they're all in agreement with having the club and the noise, that's fine. We wouldn't have a problem with that.
Okay. That's my only question.
Okay.
Thank you.
Apparently, there's been some complaints, or the sheriff department wouldn't have been there, and that's what we need to find out. So,
Okay, all right, so the next row, how about the second row? Next row. Okay, I think we've covered everything. Can we get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Got a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you for coming.